Good evening, good afternoon, or good day, depending on where you are in the world. Happy Thursday. Wow, my camera is really bright for some reason. Hope everyone's doing well. Wow, something's really off with my... There we go. Hey, that's better. How's everybody doing today? For a good stream? Turn my lights on because I keep forgetting. It's been a day. I've been really distracted. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Dayton, Ohio. We're at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and we're going to make our way to Watkins, Glen in New York. So it's going to be one heck of a flight. We're going to check out a few sites along the way, and then we're going to do perform the flyover for the Watkins Glen race. It's not happening until Sunday, but hey, it is what it is. It's the sim. We got to explore, you know what I mean? Hope everyone's doing well. Been really kind of distracted today, but we're good to go. Like the programs here, being the first to say hello, everybody. Well, hello, like the program. Good to see you. Draco's here. Good to see you as well. Kingsman9965 from Liverpool. How you doing, my brother? Like the programs in SoCal. Welcome, welcome. Viper, I'm in a Spitfire. Because there are flyers here. I see your name tag. There could be others here that, you know, the sim's just not letting me see. About to have lunch with, I would say. Well, hello, Joel. Hope you're well. Why is that there? Things to make you go, Stream things. You add something and it goes weird. For reasons you just don't get. It shouldn't be that, whatever. Whatever. So, we are in fact flying the Flying Iron Spitfire Mark 9C. And we're doing it in the Irish Air Corps colors. The livery recently updated by Jeppesen 2001. Hopefully my audio is coming through because now I kind of doubt everything. When you haven't changed anything and then things go weird and now you're questioning everything in life. But yes, we are in fact in the Spitfire Mark 9 from Flying Iron Simulations. Okay, that's working. Well, that's good. Sims, I can hear the sim. That's good. 5x5, cool. So yeah, it's a bit of a longer flight. So we're going to go from here in Dayton. We're going to fly over a local, an amusement park that's near my area, we'll say. And then land in Cleveland, Ohio. Then from Cleveland, we're going to fly over Conneaut, Ohio, which is a place that I've done. It's the site of the United States' largest D-Day reenactment. From there, we'll fly over Dunkirk, New York, just because Dunkirk. And then from there, we're going to fly up to Niagara Falls, check out the falls, and then land. And then after we take off from Niagara Falls, we'll make our way to Watkins Glen. So hope everyone's doing well and ready to do some flying. Gonna get this thing started. To fuel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Make sure we prime it. And clear prop. Needed the other bag. We'll let it sit and warm up. We've got the radiator flaps open. Let's get flight events up and running. Got Kozaki in this goose. I was gonna say it's a goose. What is up with the closed captioning? It's being weird today. Right. Release park and brake. Really figure out where the winds are going. I always run live weather and I haven't had an issue. I also don't fly airliners, so I'm never at real high altitudes. I've only had issues with the live weather, well, technically once. It happened twice, but that was me just trying to replicate the issue. Well, hello. Happy Thursday. Thursday? Yes, Thursday. I know dates. I know what day of the week it is. There's Kingsman. I'm totally not confused on, what day of the week it may or may not be. Not at all. We're just going to follow Kozaki because he knows what he's doing. Gotta love the engine, just the nice dulcet sounds of the Merlin. Yeah, this livery is just, it's not my favorite shade of green, but it's what the Irish Air Corps used. I think, if I remember correctly, from Murph, the Irish Air Corps was the last military service to have Spitfires in active service, and they retired them in the 60s? Yeah, it's not my favorite shade of green, but it is what it is. Control surface is free and clear. Pardon me. So things I've forgotten today. I started late, forgot my lights, almost forgot to fill up my water bottle. It's been a day. We have Unknown flying with us back there. Aha! Interesting. Kozaki sees a Warhawk. Draco's in a spit. Kozaki, do you have the newest version of the Air Corps spit livery? It was just released yesterday, I think. We got Kingsman over there. Looks like he's in a spit. So, time to go. Okay, neutralize trim. Boost to 4. Did not get it this morning. I did not. Gotcha. No worries. That might be why you're seeing me and not this. Okay, we're gonna adjust. So as we're getting airborne, we'll be flying over the U.S. Air Force Museum here in Dayton, Ohio. And we can see it right there. So we'll do a low pass over them. All kinds of stuff sitting out. Kingsman's showing in a P40. Yeah, it's been, let's see, the last time I was at the Air Force Museum was in 2016, so I need to go again. They since added the Memphis Belle. Roger that, Kazaki. Yeah, there's supposedly going to be a hot fix coming out for the sim tomorrow, addressing some issues, and I'm told that the issues with the server issues are going to be slowly addressed as over the weeks, because apparently it's that big of an issue for them to fix. It's definitely an important issue that they fix it. And I'm overheating. We're smoking. Yeah, it's just because my the oil temp was too hot, and as it's cooling down, it's getting less and less. And that's gone. So basically, how I set up the spit to fly at cruise. Yeah, basically, Kingsman, you're just burning all kinds of oil. So I usually set the RPMs at 2,500, and I keep the radiator flaps on open as opposed to auto. They also said the hot fix could be delayed till, that's true. So sometime between tomorrow and Monday, we're supposedly getting a hot fix to address some issues. Now Draco's showing up. There's Moose. Flying over the flatness that is Western Ohio. Now, just to keep speeds to a relatively decent pace, we're going to put the boost at 0. We're going to make sure that the RPM stabilized to 2,500. And we should be stabilized for cruise. We may have to adjust the pitch trim a little bit. Give it a little bit of nose up. I'll trust you on that, Kingsman. It's just with the servers being buggy, I just don't see it right now. I am on the Join FS, the Two-Toed Murphy Join FS server, as well as the East USA. I'll be there when I get there. Goose is don't worry about it, Kazaki. It's not about getting there fast, it's about enjoying the flight. Besides, we'll be doing circles around a couple of interest points. Besides, I need to not descend as much as I have. $2 o'clock. It's just like Kermit Week said. So Tuesday I started the Kermit Week special, flying the Waco from Prescott, Arizona down to Orlando, Florida. And one of the things he says at the very end, spoiler alert, it's not about getting anywhere. It's not about getting where, it's all about the journey. And I believe that to my core. Yeah, you want to get places, but at the same time, it's about enjoying the trip there. It's about experiencing the things and the trip and the things that happen along the way. I got you, Kingsman. As important as it is to be able to get somewhere, experiencing the journey is far more important. It's far more rewarding. SJ Flight 2's in the house. Good to see you, dude. How are you? Jay Winnicker's here. At least for a bit. Good to hear, SJ. I would say that I had a busy day yesterday, but I really didn't. Helps to stop the smell of the roses along the way. Oh, 100%. Yeah, 80, 100 low lead smells pretty good. Jet A, not so much. But yesterday I had my in-person interview with a job that I am trying to get, and completely nailed it. In fact, I nailed it to the point where the guy thought I was spying on him with the questions, because he would answer what. Unfortunately, a lot of these interview questions, at least over here, are just like standardized. So it's just like they get these set of questions, like, here, answer these, or ask these questions and see what the answer is. So that in and of themselves, they're not hard to predict anymore. They're all the same. But he'd ask one question, and I'd answer that question in like the next two with that answer. So it was kind of funny. So the other day, King's been fun. Haha. So Biggles McGinty, JW's IL2 character is from Liverpool. Yeah, man. It's right now. I'm just waiting for them to call back. They've got to do background check and that sort of thing. So, still process to go. But I'm reasonably. It's a manufacturing job. It's not exactly hard to get. It's just the hard part for employers is finding people that actually want to do the work. You know, it's not even difficult work, and just finding people to do it is just difficult for some odd reason. You know, it's nothing that I haven't done before. Yeah, he didn't have to go over power tools because I've got a life of experience around those. So I'm not worried about getting the job. It's just I hate interviews. Hate them. They're not. I find no joy in them. You know, I gotta admit, this green does blend in with Western Ohio. Like, almost to an uncanny level. We're about to fly over a small airfield. At our plant, the questions boiled down to, can you see the lightning and hear thunder? Those are important questions to ask. And it's just, I guess... The standardized interview questions are a product of the American standardized testing syndrome. Not a lot of thought involved in it anymore. It is what it is. Pardon me. Makes it easy to predict, though, I'll give you that. I need to adjust the rudder trim. So I'm having a tendency to go right. Battle Chicken 42. I love seeing all the new gamer tags with all the new Xbox users. It's wonderful. Hunter Lake. Yeah, Western Ohio is pretty flat. It's not the most exciting part of the world. Still beats Indiana, though. Some clever game. Yeah. Alive in 2017. Yo Goat. They can get real interesting. It's kind of like people watching. If you've ever done people watching, you know, like just go to a mall or some sort of populated area and just stay in one spot and just watch people. Can be real interesting what you see. And now we have the flight sim equivalent, which is what gamer tags do people use? Ooh. Pardon me. Hey, Jepson 2001, the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing, my friend? I certainly am good, sir. I wanted to make sure that I was putting out the good word, that it was updated and just as beautiful as ever. So, Jepson 2001 is, in fact, the very talented author of the livery of the Irish Air Corps 161 Spitfire. Yeah, Kozaki, same here. But it's very well done, even down to the... Not all the exhaust tips are painted, and they're different per side. You'll have to forgive me if I check my phone or keep an eye on my phone. I'm kind of waiting for a phone call from the place that I applied at, because that's all I'm really waiting on. Basically, all I need to do for that job is probably going to be pass a background check, which is easy because the worst I've had are, traffic or car related tickets, and that's been a long time, more than 10 years. At least the last I recall. And I've never been to jail. I've never been arrested for anything, so that's easy to pass. Captain Seppi in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Oh, 100% Kozaki. I mean, only one man put the Irish Air Corps livery on the Spit so far. I'd love to see some Eagle Squadron Spits by somebody at some point. Oh, yeah. So, Jefferson, we left Wright-Patterson Air Force Base at Kilo Foxtrot Foxtrot Oscar. We're heading to Cleveland, Ohio, Kilo Bravo Kilo Lima, after flying over the Cedar Point Amusement Park, right on the shores of Lake Erie. So we're over Western Ohio. Moose is here. Good to see you, dude. I saw your gamer tag at some point. It seems to be missing, but it is what it is. It's the servers. After we go to Cleveland, we're going to fly over along the coast of Lake Erie. We're going to fly over Conneaut, Ohio, the site of the the United States' largest D-Day reenactment that I've actually taken part of 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. In 2016, 2017, 2018, I believe. Then... was it? Anyway, I've taken part of it more than once. And then... no, yes. 3, whatever. Then after that, we're going to fly over Dunkirk, New York, on the shores of Lake Erie. After that, we'll fly up to Niagara Falls. And then we'll head to Watkins, Glen, New York. So, quick fact about Watkins Glen. Formula 1 used to race at Watkins Glen. And the locals would really love it if Formula 1 returned to Watkins Glen. And I hope they fix this fading out. Yeah, they will. I'm sure they will. Down in Lexington, roger that. Airlock Doc, good to see you. Hope you're well. Yeah, the server bug, it's probably the most annoying issue that is in the sim right now for me. Everything else has been fine and tolerable. But the server bug, the blinking out, that's the issue. Captain Seppi giving a gift sub to Jefferson 2001. You're a legend, my dude. Many, many thanks for that. It's very kind and generous of you, sir. Yes, Kingsman. But I'm also on the Join FS, the Two-Tone Murphy Join FS channel. Server thing. So Join FS is a bit of a trade-off. It's nice to have because you always see other people's planes, even when the Microsoft servers are acting up. The downside is you lose name tags until they allow SimConnect injected aircraft in to have name tags. Currently they don't, which is really a bummer and I think kind of an oversight, really. That's no worries, Airlock. I'm just glad to have you in the chat. If you feel up to flying, great. If not, that's okay too. I shan't hold it against anyone. I'll give another one out to the first person who writes in all caps. But why would anybody write lies in the chat? I'm okay. I'm not great. I'm okay. Now, you also may have noticed some new music playing. A little bit of music you're familiar with, a little bit of new stuff. I'm on a 30-day free trial of Epidemic Sound. Murph uses it, a lot of folks use it, and it actually has some pretty good music. So give it a shot, see how it goes, see how I like it. Today's been like the dash of the Thunderfly, the dash of a Thunderfly spin. Oh boy. Yeah, like I said, no need to fly along. I'm just happy that you're in the chat. Yeah, I hear you, dude. I hear you. If I get this job, chances are I'm going to have a lot more of those days myself. Nice to tech you with the follow. Many thanks, dude. Jepson, it's just an assembly job, so just in manufacturing, nothing fancy, nothing exciting. But something that's going to pay decent. It's actually paying pretty well. But it's going to help pay the bills, and that's what counts. Airlock Doc taking drink requests. Many thanks, Jepson. I think I've got the hard part of the interview process done. It's just I'm hearing that they're doing the first orientation happens at like 5:45 in the morning. 5:45 in the morning, I'm out cold. So that's going to be an interesting day. Roger, Draco. Believe it or not, the MB339 at the loop, flying around 100 feet off the deck. Nice. Yeah, I've been trying to plan another one. I kind of... First the Corsair came out and was like, yeah, I'm going to plan and do another mock loop run. And then I never did. And then, you know, things happened. I think once the P-38 comes out, I want to take the Warbirds through the mock loop. Oh, 100% Captain Betseppi. And I don't remember the last time I went bowling, quite honestly. I'm not that great of a bowler. I'd say I'm average at best. I have this very terrible tendency when bowling. I can get power behind the ball. Aiming's the problem. That's a fair point, Draco. Yeah, it's a skill that I've never really gotten a chance to really practice, so yeah. Just don't bowl that often. There's at least 2 or 3 bowling alleys near me. 3 that I can think of right offhand. Make that 4. Yeah, there's about 4 bowling alleys that I know of near me. It's more fun to do with friends, and most of my friends keep leaving town, or live on the other side of the state, or live across the country, or across the Atlantic. That's not good. Oh dear. Yeah, they seem to be happening. I mean, thankfully, I've been pretty lucky, I suppose, when it comes to those now. I was there for it. I remember hearing it, Captain Seppi, but I was also trying to help Draco get his stream going. He was doing some testing last night, so I was kind of multitasking a lot last night. I ended up trying to fly, and then I ended up doing about 3 things at once. So I had to give up the flying to be able to concentrate. So I heard it happen, but like I said, I was trying to troubleshoot some stuff with Draco. Because Draco's starting to dip his toes into the streaming thing. Like, descending in. I know why I'm descending as I'm losing weight. Well, then I should be climbing. Roger that, Kingsman. So yeah, I was like, hey, look, there's a tree right there. Literally, I right up the room, and sure enough, I go, whoops. Man, if I had a nickel for every time that's happened, I'd have a lot of nickels. And could you imagine living out in rural Ohio and next thing you know you got a spit flying overhead? That'd be a great day. Weather's pretty decent actually. No complaints. Sun's kind of out. I think there's some clouds. Otherwise, reasonable. Temperature is 29 degrees Celsius, of course. Whiskey Canuck, good to see it. Yeah, it certainly brightened mine as well. It appears that is, I think we're getting close to Toledo. Or no, we're getting close to Sandusky, excuse me. Roger, Goblin. And we're not going super fast. Oh yeah, we're right about Sandusky. So Sandusky, Ohio, probably the most interesting part of Western Ohio, because it is home to the Cedar Point Amusement Park, which we'll fly over briefly. Brother and I were dove hunting and had 2 runs made on us in the field by a real A10. Oh boy, that always makes life interesting. Like, just minding your own business and... It's funny, there's an A10 at an air show once, and talking to an A10 pilot, and it's just like, the A10 has a unique sound, you know, because their engines are, you know, similar in design as to what, like, an airliner is. They don't sound the same. And they don't sound like an F-15 or an F-16. They have a very unique sound. He didn't believe me, but I'm just like, they do. Then again, I think he underestimated my plane spotting and audio recognition. Oh, dude, the A-10s? Oh. I wish the one that's in the InSim Marketplace wasn't complete garbage and didn't have the GAU 8 Avenger. Joey Bolo in the house. Oh yeah. So it's just like the A10 is beautiful, but the one that they put in the sim is just a raging disappointment. Doing pretty well, Joey. How are you doing, my friend? We're just getting over Sandusky, Ohio, the home of Cedar Point. You can see it there in the distance. So this little bit of scenery is available for free on flightsim.to. And anybody that's lived in Michigan, Ohio knows about Cedar Point. It's been several years since I've been able to go. Work be work, right? Work things and stuff. So just start turning in. There's a giant freaking parking lot. You can see all the rides and the roller coasters. They have their own water park. Yeah, it gets pretty packed. They've got hotels. I don't know if they have it anymore. I think that's it right there, actually. They do have a ride themed after Top Gun. I don't think it's... We got to work on your issues, Kingsman, because there's got to be something that's just not working the way it should, because you should be able to get stuff because even on Steam. So we got to find a way to get you started. Get on Discord sometime, and we can get you started, Kingsman. We can help you. I think that's Blue Streak right there, closest to the side, the park's oldest roller coaster, which I believe was built in the 60s. Blue Streak, if I remember. That looks like the Mantis or the Raptor. They've added so many and removed some over the years, and it's been so long since I've been there, I can't remember what's what anymore. They had the corkscrew, which was fun. But now you can see part of the water park. They had a wooden roller coaster named Mean Streak, and it wasn't as smooth of an operating roller coaster as the metal ones. So it really lived up to the name. It made you bounce you around and all sorts of fun stuff. I get that, Kingsman, but we have people that are good at that stuff that can help, and we can get you sorted. We're willing to help. You just gotta pop on Discord and we'll get you squared away, my friend. Now, with the marina, I would say there's a reasonable chance that one could actually fly a seaplane there. And, fly there, moor up, go in the park. This is yes, Goblin, it is. A friend of mine always wanted to go there. Never made it. It's still fun to go. I kind of want to go now. Chill Corky, next airport will be Kilo Bravo Kilo Lima, which is in Cleveland, Ohio. We just flew over Sandusky, checked out Cedar Point, which is an amusement park. We are closest to Kilo Sierra Kilo Yankee, although that's an add-on airport, so I may not be in flight sim. Try to stick as close to the shore as we possibly can. Because it's more fun that way. I just need you to go anywhere, go around anywhere in which it's a pride thing. No, I get that. There's no shame in that. So the further west we go in Ohio, the prettier it gets. And there's actually something called terrain. You get into Pennsylvania and New York, the terrain just gets better and better. It's just like eastern Michigan and western Ohio are just flat. You know, and eastern part of Michigan has Detroit, which is better than Chicago. Western Ohio has Toledo, but it also has Dayton. And the Air Force Museum is always a plus. Change the seasonal effects would be a big attraction in the North City. Absolutely. Sky Sim Daily Twitch with the follow. Many thanks, dude. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We're flying here on the coast of Lake Erie in Ohio, on our way to Cleveland for a quick stop. I do apologize for checking my phone. It's not something I like to do on stream. It's unprofessional. However, I gotta keep my ear open for a phone call. Which, if it hasn't happened by now, chances are it's probably not gonna happen today, which is fine. Because we're getting close on business hours. Or office hours, I suppose. Sixth, Allison Johnson being an absolute legend. How are you, Allison? Good to see you in the chat. Allison Johnson gifting out 5 Tier 1 subs to the community, going out to 6 Knots, Captain Jack Lyle, T-Bone 420, SJ Fly 2, and Moose Knuckle Life. Many, many thanks, you legend, Allison. Hope you're well. Hope work hasn't been too stressful. Hey, there's Druid. It was good to see you flying along with Murph last night, even though I wasn't able to properly join for the whole thing. This is those are great surprises, Allie. Great surprises. I see the Chilled Corky. Now, Chilled Corky, it looks like you might be running the old Irish Air Corps livery. It has been updated in the last couple of days, so you're going to want to update. Because you're showing up as a Mark 9, and the updated should update it to say Spit. We're super busy, but nearing the end of 8-month project. Well, there you go, Allie. Well, when you finally get done with that project, you're gonna have to take yourself a week. You know, take yourself a week and relax and chill and just do some flying. D-Day livery. Interesting. There you go, Allie. I figured out the tags now. Spit is from the dealers. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it from the instant marketplace because they neuter it. Now, granted, in the latest version on the retailers, you can turn them off, which is fine. The marketplace version, they just axe them all together, and it's just like, what's the point? But that's a whole other rant that I can go on and I don't feel like going on right now. Gonna hide me for a bit. Allie gifting out 3 more subs, going to Lefty 671, Chill Corky 54, and Nice to Tech You. Many thanks, Allie, again. You legend. Allie being a legend to me being a... Yeah, well, I know the feeling, Allie. I know the feeling. You get like off the 5 or the 0, and it's just like, it's gonna bother me. It's gonna bother me. I can't let it stay. It's got to be at a 5 or a 0. Many thanks, Allison. It's very, very kind and generous. No, I totally get it. Oh, we got a Mahoney and a Corsair. Haven't seen that guy in a while. We are on the East USA server. So we're gonna do a quick landing here in Cleveland. Figure out where the winds are. Let everybody catch up. Southern place. Just wait. Yep. I believe Murph has said that they're just waiting on the sounds and for release. But welcome to Cleveland. So we'll fly around Cleveland before we do our landing. We'll give it a look. I can definitely say I don't like driving through Cleveland. It's kind of a mess. And there's the downtown area. A lot of industry here. I think there's a lot of ore processing. A lot of rail. Cleveland's a major stop as far as shipping along the Great Lakes. Major port of industry. Also the home of the Drew Carey Show back in the day. In fairness, Kozaki, I don't think Cleveland's as big as Atlanta. It's at a natural advantage, I suppose. I've only been to Atlanta once, and that was making my way from Michigan to Fort Jackson. So I never really had to drive myself, but I've heard nothing but horror stories about driving in Atlanta. There's Captain Jack Lyle. So we'll do a low pass of the runway. Figure where the winds are so we can make a quick landing, let everybody kind of get together in a group. I don't know, can it be as bad as Chicago? I've literally had a guy try to drive me off the road on more than one occasion. Okay, winds are out of the west, maybe. So we'll do a quick landing. Camera on for traumatic effect. Up. Okay, under 180. Gears coming down. Oh dear. So yeah, if you keep the RPM at 2500, you should be fine. Flaps coming down. Then turn to final. Try not to land on top of this folk. also know if we can use some toe brakes. Alright, parking brake set. Hello. So 2-4 left. Will hide me for the landing. Bit of a crosswind on live weather. I get the feeling this should be a displaced threshold, and it's not showing a displaced threshold. Hey, Bad Dog, how you doing? I'm doing all right. There's Druid. A little bit of a bounce. Got Chill Corky coming in. Still in the process. Bad Dog. 2-4 left. Chill Corker going for 2-4 right. So yeah, welcome to Cleveland. Let's take the drone around a little bit. So I've driven down this particular stretch of highway on the drive to Conneaut. Got downtown. You've got Sports Ball. First Energy Stadium. Fancy. Oh, hey, there's just a, casual F-15, chilling. Here comes Kozaki. I think there's an issue with the landing gear LOD on the Goose. And the multiplayer sounds. Ooh, hold on to it. You got it. Hey, Musefan, how you doing, dude? All's well so far. We're about to take off and head to our second stop of the evening. We're here with flying the recently updated Irish Air Corps Spitfire livery from Jeppesen 2001. The man, the myth, the legend. Almost forgot the wheels. Whoops. So we are currently at Kilo Bravo Kilo Lima. And we're about to depart for Kilo India Alpha Golf. Someone with the name Let's Dude It. Come out. Roger that, Muse fan. There's been a vote in the 172. Interview went well. Knocked it out of the park. Just waiting on some other things. They've got to do some... Their HR department has to do a little bit more before things go forward. So I'm eagerly waiting a phone call. Because that's always fun. Man, the sound of the Merlin is just amazing. I think Flying Iron really knocked it out of the park with this, and I cannot wait for their P38. That's going to be amazing. I suppose before we leave we should pretend as though we got more fuel. Back on the external tank. Check area, thought you weren't flying tonight. I'll catch you if you soon. The stream was a little late to start, my friend. That's my bad. It's been a day. So we are live. I've been playing this week kind of by ear as far as streams go because job thing, interviews, stuff. So it's been kind of I haven't wanted to commit to streams just because I don't know if I can, or I didn't know if I could. So it's been, kind of a process, and it might be like that for a couple of weeks. The med. So I have a few thousand pounds of cargo I need to move to Panama to Miami. No, I don't think that would work in the Spitfire. It can't haul that much. Okay, neutralize trim. You might want to go for the TBM or the Baron. CMD versus here. How you doing? There's the beautiful goose. Another spit coming. Alright. Well, we're flying the Spit for this particular flight. And I'm not one into the booger sugar. Okay, a little bit of right aileron into the wind, a little back pressure on the stick. So we start getting some airspeed. Airspeed's coming alive. Oh boy. Trying to keep it as straight as we can. These things are a handful. We're up off the ground. Got a positive rate here coming up. But yeah, had a phone interview on Tuesday. Had an in-person yesterday. Thanks, Xbox Live, for sending me a message at a very inopportune time. And we are the recently updated Irish Air Corps Spitfire by Jeppesen 2001 for the Flying Iron Simulations Spitfire Mark 9C. Okay, climb is stabilized. We're going to reduce RPMs to 2,500. Don't want to damage the... thanks for the follow, SI. So, get that RPMs back there. Boost is at 0. So we can start trimming. We're not going to get too high in altitude because there's no need to. It's easier to look at the scenery when we're down low. Yeah. That was weird. Got Benevo in the Spit. Moose is in a TBM. There's Scorpio in a TBM. Kozaki in the Goose still. There's Chill Corky in the Baron. And probably others that I can't see the name tag for because the servers are kind of on the doing their thing. Yeah, the Irish Air Corps Spitfire is very well done. Not my favorite shade of green, but it's realistic. And I felt like since Jeppesen was so kind to update it recently from having some conflicts with other liveries and such, not to mention they weren't displaying quite properly in the sim, at least for me, that I would show it off to the world because it's a beautiful paint job if you can get past the shade of green. And Jeppesen did a very phenomenal job with it, even down to the weathering of the job, because if you look carefully, there's like paint missing in places. You know, there's no paint on here, there's kind of paint missing here and there. It's a very nicely weathered paint job. Sim plugged in my controller for cam control and then whoops. So yeah, it's really well done. Jeppesen did a phenomenal job on it, and it's so good. Oh, the other way. There's Druid. Looks like we got somebody following along in a Eurofighter. And we are, of course, following the shoreline of Lake Erie. So the flight plan from here on out is pretty straightforward. We're following the coast, at least until we hit Dunkirk, New York, and then we'll be heading north to Niagara Falls. For the speed of the Corsair, the distance between wheels is so small. It's definitely a trick. It takes a lot of practice to handle these. I still struggle with it. It takes a lot of time on these things. Head up to bed. It's been a long week for Just want to say hi. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. You have a restful evening, and we shall see you later. You take care. And rest well. Oh, that's going to be interesting. France is facing U.S. in the finals for the Olympic basketball. I need to adjust my seat pad. There we go. The undercarriage of the Wildcat. It does, but I love the Wildcat so much. Really need a Wildcat in Flight Sim. It's still my favorite U.S. naval plane of all time. There's Druid. Just hitting a home run at work. That is a great way to start. Heck yeah, dude. Nothing like a nice chill flight in the spit going along the coast of a lake. Good tunes, good company, good airplanes. It doesn't get better than this. Got the SVD. Dude, the Dauntless is like a close second to the Wildcat. Fun story. So my local air museum has a restored SBD-3 that was pulled out of Lake Michigan. They're in the process of restoring an SBD-2 that was pulled from Lake Michigan. And the piece de resistance is their next project is an SBD-1, which is the only one. So the SBD-1s were a bit on the rare side, and my local air museum is going to be restoring one of them. So that's pretty awesome. There's still a lot of planes at the bottom of Lake Michigan. That could easily get pulled out because, well, Lake Michigan was the main training point of naval aviation in World War II. Sparker VR, look at Looked like that was Dunkirk Power Plant and Airport. So, fun fact, we will be flying over Dunkirk. Dunkirk, New York, here in a little while. But this is, in fact, Ohio. And that was a spot just to the east of Cleveland. I think I need to add that to a command. I really have been enjoying flying the Warbirds since the update. So far, I think the only one that's gotten an update since the update has been the Spitfire. The Corsair works if you turn off the Corsair and the P-40 work fine if you turn off the new the lock or whatever it's called interaction system. So if you use Legacy, the Corsair and the P-40 work fine. Oh, that must have been KLNN. Could have been. Sounds about right. Local news network. Oh, nice. So we're going to be making a flight over KIAG, a place I've participated in the United States' largest World War II D-Day reenactment, which is just to the west of Erie. There are two really nice dauntlesses at the Naval Air Museum. I've not been to the Naval Air Museum. I've been to the Air Force Museum, but I haven't been to the Naval Museum. I believe the Air Museum, or the Air Force Museum, has an A-24, which was the Army's version of the Dauntless, where they removed the tailhood. Then again, I've never been to Florida. Closest I think I've been to Florida has either been Atlanta, Georgia, or Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah, dude. There's so many places I need to go. Oh, I bet. Why, thank you, Wow. Thanks, T-Bone. Delivery is by Jefferson 2001 for the Irish Air Corps Spitfire. Not my favorite shade of green, but it looks good regardless. It is available on twotonemurphy.com. It was recently updated. So we're going to fly over KIAG, then we're going to fly over Dunkirk, fly over Niagara Falls, make another landing. And from there, I think it's the short leg from Niagara Falls to Watkins, Glen. I believe this is Ashtabula. which means KIAG is not that far away. So here's what we're gonna do. Well, that was odd. It seems to have sorted itself out. This is a really nice part of Ohio. Lots of nice trees and hills, and the shore's kind of nice. So once we hit the beaches of KIAG, we'll do an active pause, take out the drone cam and check it out real quick. I couldn't honestly say because I haven't tried it out. Alright, so this is KIAG, Ohio. That's an epic shot. So this is it's a big old part. This is the site of a big world D-Day reenactment. You can kind of see why. So this is a main part. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Thanks, mouse, for, not showing up. There we go. So, you stupid mouse. This is the main area. This is where the U.S. reenactors are camped. This is where Commonwealth, so Canadian forces, British forces, are right in here. They have the Free French Resistance reenactors up here. They keep a lot of the vendors up in this area. So food, reenacting gear, just about anything you can think of. Down in this... Yes, down in this area is where the German SS guys are camped out. I believe up here they have the regular German reenactors. In this area, they have the Fallschirmjäger reenactors. This is a pavilion. This is another one. And so this part of the beach, this is where the reenactors will line up to get on the Higgins boats or the LVT, landing vehicle track. Yeah, so the LVT or a duck. They'll line up, wait for their turn to go out. They'll take the reenactors out into the lake a bit. And then come in and actually land on the beach. So in this section, so from like here to about here, is where they have the Commonwealth section of the reenactment. They have German emplacements here. Right about here, they have a German 88 set up that does firings. Over here is where... Come on, mouse. This is where they have the U.S. Beach landing reenactment, and they also have tanks. So M3s, M4s, M5s, all kinds of stuff. Heavy armor. The 88 is. And the 88 that they bring to Kania was recovered from the beaches of Normandy. So if we get down on the ground, you can definitely see it's a nice flat beach, and then this is a heck of a hill to climb, especially after going up the beach in the sand, carrying all the gear. It's pretty... It's a fun hill to climb, and there's a staircase right here. Ish. They usually keep the armor on display right about here. And if you follow this road all the way down here to the marina, if you come over here during the event, you can get a ride in a Higgins boat. They kind of take you out in this area a little bit. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, it's a fun event. We tried to get them to do a battle in the town over here, but they didn't go for it. But there's a lot of good eating. They usually have a big USO dance on Saturday after all the events are done. But it's a great event. So yeah, we're gonna get back to flying, and hopefully the sim doesn't... Oh, freak out. It's a fun event. It's just an absolutely fun event. Captain Jack Lyle with the follow. Many thanks, dude. Hope you're well. And from there, we're going to be passing by Erie, Pennsylvania. It's Erie, man. I think they made, back in the 90s, here in the U.S., there's a show, kind of a spooky, I don't know, teens... adolescent age show, because I was an adolescent back then, based in Erie, Pennsylvania, about Erie, Pennsylvania, spooky things that happened in it. Mr. Riding a Higgins, but been in a DKWS. Is that the duck? I've been in a Higgins boat twice. Once while it was being helmed by my good friend Azimuth of Maritime Horrors, and then once as part of the reenactment event. Okay, it is the duck. That's what I thought. So I've had the pleasure of being in a legit World War II Higgins boat twice. once as part of an actual beach landing. It was pretty cool. It's like you get on the boat and you're thinking of, hey, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. And then you get halfway out there and you start going, I'm in a Higgins boat. We're gonna land. We're gonna do a landing. And then the adrenaline starts getting to you, going, this is more than just cool. Seeing the LCT when she went up, rather nice. Now here in Michigan, we have the Silversize Museum, which is a sub, but there's also an LST up in Muskegon, Michigan, and they do their own D-Day event, actually in June. And I've yet to go to that one, even though it's a lot closer. It's about a 6-hour drive for me to get from my home to Conneaut. It's a long drive. Muskegon, not quite as far. Probably about less than half. Yeah. Luckily, they do things safely, so there's not a lot of risk, and the Coast Guard and Border Patrol have boats nearby. At Conneaut, they've had B-25s do flyovers, C-47 do a flyover, or do flyovers during the landing, during the event. And then there's usually a couple of scale P-51s by Titan Aircraft. I don't think anybody really notices the fact that they aren't really P-51s other than me and the people I tell. So JW knows that they aren't just because I told him. But it's honestly, it's a really cool event. If you ever get the chance to go. It's worth it. They usually have around 2,000 reenactors, like easily 3 times that in attendees, if not 10 times. It's really a cool event. Unfortunately, I won't be participating in it this year because they've decided to do things I don't particularly agree with. Let's just say it's a little too 1930s German for me, the way they're handling the event this year. There's Erie, Pennsylvania's airport. So hopefully next year the event is a little bit better managed. You're not wrong, my dude. You're not wrong. Ooh, that's a neat building. I don't know what that building is, but it is pretty neat looking. Will hide me for now. It certainly looks like it, Sparkler. Nice, Kazaki. I loved it when I could tell the difference between one of the Texan conversions to zeros and a real zero. It's very subtle. I mean, the Texan was a good platform for the mock-up, but if you know the aircraft well enough, you can always spot the differences. Have I ever mentioned I really like that song? It's a really good song. Sparkler VR says there's a lot of vineyards in the area. Nice. If I remember, the Oscars are much more slender than the Zeros. Or Zeeks. The landing gear is much is taller and not as broad as the Zero. I think the cockpit's also a little smaller. The fuselage is a bit longer. All I know is from learning from Combat Flight Simulator 2. If you want to take down a Betty, aim for the base of the wing, because that's where the fuel tanks are, and they didn't have self-sealing tanks. So as soon as you hit that area a couple of times, boom, shoot's done. Oh, Combat Flight Simulator, we need another one. So I actually found out that Combat Flight Simulator 3, you can get it to work with Windows 10, and they've made shader mods for it, and it actually still looks pretty good, or it actually looks pretty good. I'd say it's on par, maybe a little bit better than IL-2 with the way it looks. I'd love to be able to see if it'd be neat to get Combat Flight Sim 2 working, but I don't know if it could handle anything. I don't know if there's any way to get that looking any better than it does, which is kind of a bummer. Then I have no idea off the top of my head where my copy is, so installing it would be a trick. Oh, nice, Goblin. There's no hope for Combat Flight Sim 1, because that was based on Flight Sim 98. That one's over 20 years old, so, well, CFS 2 is about 20 years old as well. Where does the time go? Oh, nice. I-153, I-153, I-153. You know, looking back at it, I kind of regret the way I flew Combat Flight Sim 2, because I didn't take it very seriously at all. Like, I just wanted to shoot planes down. Ah! It sounded familiar, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. I've got to be able to find my old copy of Combat Flight Sim 2. I'm pretty sure I had Combat Flight Sim 3, but I don't know. I don't remember. So we're going to be, in just a moment, we'll be flying over Dunkirk, New York. So we started off in Ohio, we flew briefly over Pennsylvania, and we're now over New York. And we'll be flying a little bit over Canada. You remember the MSN Gaming Zone? That was fun. We won't be landing, so we don't actually have to talk to customs at all. I do declare. So, hello, Dunkirk, New York. We're going to start making our way up across Lake Erie and up to the Falls of Niagara. So, fun fact, when I had my in-person interview yesterday, I dressed nice, presentable. But underneath, as my undershirt, I wore the Spitfire shirt. So I'm going to say that that's why everything went well. Some turns at the Irish Air Corps livery on Murph's site for the King Air isn't compatible with some update 5. Make sure you post that in the Discord, news fan, because I'm sure a lot of people would like to, would want to be, yes. But I appreciate the heads up. Now, which one? Because there's like some white ones, there's the Fitz, and then there's a green one. I like the green ones. There are some texture issues with the 172 that Sir Blackie a lot did for me way back. It's fine when you get up close, but from a distance you can see a lot of pink. And I don't love this, I can't love this texture. Ism. So here we are crossing over the lake that at one point in time was actually on fire. Lake Erie was very, very polluted at one point, but they've spent quite a lot of time cleaning it up over the years. Roger, Muse fan. All these worlds are yours except Europa. Attempt no landings there. It sounds like it's from 2001. The Space Odyssey. I could never watch the whole thing. I could never get past the beginning. 2010. I've only seen that one once. And that's been a long time. I think I saw it on like TV. Yeah, I think they're showing it on some cable channel, and I watched it on a rare day that I had. It was just me at home. Bapti Game 134, you're French. Well, welcome. I'm American. We have some French folks in the chat. We have Goblin, who's from France as well. 20s is a very good movie on its own. I haven't. Nice. I can't pass the guitar either. It just doesn't grip me. See, the thing of it is like I love classical music and I love space movies, but for some reason that combination puts me to sleep. In a way, it's just like, nope, I can't do this. Vive la France, I think is probably the best French phrase that I know. Why, thank you. It is the Flying Irons Spitfire Mark 9C in Irish Air Corps colors by Jeppesen 2001. You're not wrong, Goblin, but just the way it's done, it wants to put me to sleep. Speaking of Muse fan, there he is. Bapt Game 134 with the follow. Merci beaucoup. I know like very little French. I know even less Spanish and a little bit more German. I can barely speak English. And it's my native language. You're not wrong, Goblin. You're not wrong. So we are now going to be flying over Canada. Oh, Canada. Something, something, something. I don't know the Canadian national anthem other than Oh, Canada. Well, somebody just dipped below the horizon. Okay. There's Moose in the TBM to the left there. Gravity was a fantastic movie. Haven't seen that one. Well, no, I mean, scientifically, it's no sound in space. There's no molecules in the vacuum of space to transmit sound. So, inside of the helmet, there would be sound, between radio and whatever, but you have air, in the spacesuit. But other than that, in the vastness of the emptiness of space, there's nothing to transmit sound. So, in space, no one can hear you scream, as it were. I've kind of heard mixed reports about Gravity. I've never seen it, so I have no input. I've never seen Interstellar. And you could write a book on the movies that I have not seen, modern or classic. It's kind of sad, really. I mean, I've got to sit down and watch Kelly's Heroes and rewatch Battle of Britain. Rumor has it that even in space you can hear Murphy screaming about the stew. Even in the void of space, you can still hear Murphy rant about stew. It says, mind-body, you need to think hard. See, I like movies like that to a degree, so... Oh, that's funny. Murph and Stu, where did Stu hurt Murphy? Where the bowl? Show me on the bowl, Murphy, where Stu hurt you. Stew is amazing, beef stew. Now, I will say, if it has too much broth, then it's not great. But stew with it's mostly, the vegetables and meat and the potatoes, that's great. Too much broth is a no bueno. Please show me on the bowl where the stew hurt you. So here we are near the Niagara Falls. Where did Stu hurt you? Why? Stew is awesome. I mean, it's not my favorite food in the world, but it's theoretical astrophysics about what? Yep. Captain Spitfire's in the house. How you doing, my dude? Hope you're well. I don't need to tell you what we're flying, other than it's the Irish Air Corps Liberty, recently updated by Jepson 2001, and we're flying it over Niagara Falls currently. We just arrived. Okay, that's fair. But Dinty Moore stew isn't homemade stew. Homemade stew is amazing. So I think the falls got better somewhere along the lines, but I think they still need some help. You talk about stew and Murph shall appear. So Draco is siding with you on this one, Murph, about stew. I like stew. It's not my favorite, but homemade beef stew is amazing. You get the right amount of vegetables, right amount of meat, right amount of potatoes, not a lot of broth, and it's a great meal. That's fair, Muse fan. That's fair, because people can make bad stew or good stew. That I can side with. You're good, Murph. We're taking your livery out for a spin on the Corsair, because Jefferson recently updated it, and I thought, well, why not give it a spin, you know? Trying to make the Air Corps proud. No, it's like beef and vegetables and potatoes and broth. Well, see, the stew mania just really stems from kind of, you know, Murph, point us out on the bowl. Where did the stew hurt you? We care about you, Murph, and we feel that it's irrational that you hate stew so vehemently. Sparkling VR, yes. This is current. I don't have any kind of add-ons for Niagara Falls. There is some available, but mine is just, best of my knowledge, stock. Murph, I think there's a secret of live characters. Sometimes late at night I can still taste it. Stew is amazing. Man, I just feel bad for you guys. Yeah, it definitely seems that they've updated it recently. Now we gotta see what the winds are. We're gonna bring back the throttle to about -4. And we're going to check for a windsock. Great, crosswind. That's awesome. I like crosswinds. Wouldn't be so bad if that was an open runway. Ooh. Goblin's going for the bridge. Runway 6. Oh, there is a runway 6. Haha, there is a diagonal runway. We're taking that one. I don't have my charts up, and it's a little hard flying spit. Runway 6 it is. Okay, under 180, gears coming down. Speedy gear, that is. Okay, RPM going to full. Keeping that nose up, keep the speed down. Dropping flaps. Add some power so we don't completely stall out. Lessons from Biggles. I taught Biggles everything he knows and he didn't listen. So we've got the runway, keeping it just right there till the last second. Extra float. We overshot center line quite a bit. Turn off the wrong way just a hair. Fly her until she stops. Down safely without too much stress. Mouse, just do the thing. So, runway 6, open for landings. Will hide me. User 1, a spit. Oh, hang on to her. Ooh, I think that's somebody on Join FS. Nope, Chill Quirky. So we have one leg to go. My pilot must be ex-Navy. He's dissolving all this. Roger Kozaki. There's been a vault in the TVM. There's Draco in the spit. Ooh, hang on to her, Draco. Pardon me. think I hear a King Air coming in. Indeed there is. There's Musefan and the King Air. We have another spit in, and yet another. You have a good one, Chill Corky. Thanks for coming along as long as you could. You have an excellent night, and we shall catch you later. All right, I do believe that is everyone. So let us be taxiing down. Oh, look at that. Yes, sir. We're gonna fly over. Oh, look at that. We got 4 spits. So, release the parking brake. Need a little extra oomph being in the grass. Make our way down. Using the default layer noise showing up like that. It's possible, Musefan, that you're in. Have you updated? Do you have the Irish Air Corps livery installed? By chance. Oh wait, you're talking about the King Air. Yeah, I don't know. iRock 56, good to see you. We are at Kilo India Alpha Golf. We will be departing here momentarily on our way to Kilo India Tango Hotel. After a brief flyover of the Watkins Glen road course in New York. Yeah, I don't know, Musefan. Yeah, I've stopped trying to figure out what Asobo and Microsoft's logic is when it comes to Sim. So, anybody knows at this point. Oh, there's a Eurofighter sitting there on the ramp. Oh, this is gonna be a shot. I'm gonna get parked up, y'all get formed up, and I gotta take a picture. It's probably gonna end up being the YouTube thumbnail. Wee. So Renoir and Roger RC line up over about right here. Or that works. Whoa, too far. Let's see if we can give it that slightly better frame. No, this is going to be the best. Four spits in different liveries. Gotta love it. Alright, we're gonna make sure that everybody's coming on down for... Ooh, here we go. We got Draco to Corsair, shaking her up. Milviz, you gotta fix the multiplayer sounds for the Corsair. It doesn't work, and there's no pilot. And the wheels aren't turning. I know you do. There we are. There we go. That's the shot. Right. I see a Scorpio 49 and I saw a Sean Lego Man. There's a Sean Lego Man. Alright. We're going to double check our fuel. I think for this leg, we're just going to go ahead and switch to the fuselage tanks. Let's see, props full, mixtures full. 4 on right rudder because we have a crosswind. Hop on the mains until we get airspeed. Lift back a little bit. That's a bummer, Kingsman. But we know you're here, Spirit. QC Frank is in a P40. That sounds awesome, Kingsman. So we're up, so RPM's coming down to 2,500. Allison Johnson says, vroom, vroom indeed. We'll have to stop by there when I can make it to the UK, my friend. add me back, but look at this. We are on live weather and live time, actually. It's absolutely awesome. This sim is just, it's one of those revolutionary things because it's a flight sim and it's revolutionary for VFR pilots. The multiplayer is seamless, which is amazing. And it's just, I think in a lot of ways, it's made it easier to create community because you can just spontaneously have a group flight. You couldn't do that before. Pilot Peely is in the house. How you doing, my dude? And there's a Dougal. How you both doing? Dougal, I saw your message. I read it. I have not had a chance to adequately respond to it. So I'm not ignoring you. I just had a lot going on. Just didn't want you to think that I was blowing you off, because I would never blow you off, Dougal. And with Dougal here, it reminds me that here in a week or so, I'll be doing some giveaways on stream, thanks to SimWings. As Svenson112 is hosting. Many thanks, dude. Just finished our stream. We all did the last leg of the Spitfire. Nice. Sierra Echo Kilo India uniform with it. Roger. Many thanks, dude. Do greatly appreciate it. But yeah, so in a week or two, I've got some things to sort out. And courtesy of SimWings? Wow, that's a new one. SimWings. I'll be doing some giveaways, so stay tuned. Everything's kind of all happening at once, and I'm having to organize a lot of stuff, so the best place to keep up with the information is on the Discord. There, if you type in !Discord, that'll get you a link. If you're already on the Two Tone Murphy Discord, you'll see announcements periodically. I know, right, Dougal? And there's at least 5 in the flight. You're not wrong, Draco. It's like when everything starts happening, it all happens at the same time. But how can you not love the dulcet tones of the Merlin V12? You know, I wonder what would happen if you took a Merlin V12 and tossed it in a modern F1 car. Yes, technically. I knocked the interview out of the park, but they still have to do some behind-the-scenes stuff on their end, so I'm still in the pipeline, but things are looking good, dude. It would be very heavy, but it would be fast. They're getting really heavy now. See, I think my opinion of Formula One. I'm not a close follower of Formula One, and a lot of the politics and bureaucracy that it seems to have along with it makes it even harder for me to get into it. The Bentley had a Berlin, but it seems to me that F1 needs to maybe take some cues from other motorsports, top-tier motorsports. Like, they have way too many people going over a wall. cut the number of people that can go service a car during a pit stop by like to a third of what they have now. Reintroduce fueling or refueling, and I think that's going to bring a lot more excitement to the racing. Formula One needs to figure out a way to make the competition closer instead of just being boring. I imagine they would have. Dougal just said that the Bentley did. Now, in fairness, the V12 Merlin is not a small engine by any stretch. Your definition of close is not the same as my definition of close. I come from watching stock cars. That's close racing. F1, not close racing. Phone calls, who needs them? Jay Leno has a Merlin Cup in a couple. Yes, he does. That's true. He even has a Merlin just on a display stand. Two fires, that's it? They need to reintroduce it or it's just boring. Cars carry too much fuel. Deemed unsafe. So instead of, innovating and finding a way to make it safe, they just said, no, that's just boring. Captain Spitfire, hello. Well, I mean, you get what happened to Grosjean? What happened to him? If he hadn't been carrying that much fuel, he might have been a lot more in the realm of okay than he was. Instead of, being a walking or a driving bomb, essentially. And he ended up turning into a fireball. That's not safe. But re-adding fuel, a safe way to refuel would certainly make the racing more interesting by adding some excitement to the pit stops. Reduce it down to people that can service a car, re-add fueling, and that's a step in the right direction. Because if memory serves, even IndyCar was having issues at one point in time with fueling and having fires on pit road, but they found a way to fix it, to actually do it properly. I want it in both the pit stops. If the pit stops are boring, that helps make the racing boring. I want the pit stops to be exciting, just as exciting as on the track. A bad pit stop could change the course of a race. Well, exactly. And Kozaki's right, because there's a balance between you don't want undue risk, but racing in and of itself at its core is very risky. You're not wrong, Captain Spitfire. Not at all. They're very fast, but that doesn't necessarily mean exciting. Well, and there's supposedly working on that for the next season car, from what I've seen anyway. But to me, that's the tip of a problem. If you make the competition itself a lot closer, get the cars closer together, change up, and pit stops have a big part of that, you can have much more exciting races. It's not just one thing or another thing that makes a race exciting. It's everything pulling together That's why I really enjoy NASCAR. A lot of people think left turns are just boring, but if you think about it, having all those cars close together and having the pit stops the way they are, that combination makes the whole race interesting and exciting, because one bad move on any part of that can really change the landscape of the race. Yeah, passing's exciting. So it's... Well, to see it, that it's... I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm really getting into sports car racing, because they kind of have elements of both open wheel and stock cars, because they have really good close competition that you can beat and bang. And I think it's more fan accessible, more fan friendly than F1. I think anything's more fan friendly than F1 is. A lot of teams don't even have 2021 merch, and it's August. NASCAR teams had merch for 2021 at the end of 2020. Dude, rally racing's a whole nother type of insane. I couldn't do it. I could not do rally. I can barely handle it in a sim, let alone trying to do it for real. Holy cow. That stuff's insane. You have to be a special type of crazy to do rallying. My goodness. It's exciting to watch, though. You kind of have to wonder, who's crazier, the driver or the spectators? Let me just, wander onto the track to get this awesome picture while this thing's barreling at me at 150 mile an hour. It has nothing to do with destruction. It's the closeness of the competition. I could care less about how a car is constructed, but having close competition, that's what I want. Destruction really doesn't factor into it. Finns are amazing drivers, especially in rally. That they do. About NASCAR's plate racing on the super speed, there's like Daytona. I hate seeing the big wrecks. I don't like seeing the big wrecks either, just because I know that costs the teams lots of money. I like the closeness aspect, not necessarily the wreck, but that's part of the risk. And it's the risk factor that gets the adrenaline pumping of one small mistake and it's a nasty crash. And I hate that it happens, but it's kind of been broken the last several years, even in NASCAR. The super speedway racing like Daytona and Talladega's not been great. They're debuting a new car of their own next year. I once won a one-day driving trial at Silverstone many years ago. Got to go around the track. Then rally car and gravel surface. Ooh, that sounds exciting. That'd be awesome. See, what's Murph doing for Friday Fly Day with Two-Tone Murphy? Friday on MSFS, return to Idaho and Montana for a bush trip to check out the new, oh no, with the big wheels. on the Xbox. So, yay Xbox. That'll be interesting to watch. Silverstone's a great track. I need to spend a lot of time on it, learning the track. I got used to it in a certain configuration on like Forza, and then they changed where the start-finish line is, and then it kind of just wrecked my whole world. 1,000 motors can hold formation without colliding. Yeah. It's not that anything's wrong with the Husky, Murph. It's a certain somebody going on and on and on and on in different, every stream, flight sim stream over the last couple of days. This one particular person has not stopped yakking about it, and it drives me insane. And that is the single most cause of why I'm not going to get the Husky. Draco knows who I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure, Murph, you can figure out who I'm talking about. JW knows. I'll be kind to not mention it on stream. So I will not be getting the Husky at all. There's plenty of good bush planes. I got the 170. The 170, and there's also the L19. Those make me happy. I'm ready. Yeah, you and me both, dude. You and me both. I got enough Husky around my waistline. That certainly counts. Oh, dude, you had to say that, and it sounds so cool. It's like a new take on the cop buddy movie. It's a cop in his airplane. Be like a county sheriff's out in Wyoming, and it's him in his airplane, taking on the rural areas of Wyoming, checking on ranchers, doing search and rescue. Where if you two? That's more like strapping on an airplane. That's when you just take the other seat out and be like, yeah, I can't take passengers. It's when you make a single seat 152. Hey, Murph, since you're here, have you checked out the Cessna 152 backcountry mod from SJ Fly 2? It's pretty awesome, and it has both. It has a 152 with a higher power engine and slightly bigger tires, as well as a tail dragger version. Wind River meets emergency. In a world where the police are in the rural areas of Wyoming, one man and his airplane keep the law in order. Yep, that's a new buddy cop movie idea. Buddy cop movie idea. It has to happen in a world. Anytime you can use the phrase "in a world," it's going to be something good. See, we're getting into some nice terrain now. You got some hills and valleys and rivers and windmills. Has anyone tried out the Coronado C? You're thinking of the 170. Coronado did the 170. Aeroplane Heaven did the 140. I think Wayland's been big into the 170. He says it's less bouncy than it was, but it's still kind of bouncy. Roger that, Kingsman. We'll keep an eye out for you. See, there's Druid, Kozaki, QC, Frank, Moose Knuckle, Life, Draco, Muse Fan, Dougal McTavish, Roger RC, Sean Legoman, Beneval, Renoy 71. No, I get it, Muse Fan. I have the same problem. There's Scorpio 49. FR Toasted, that's new. Barbecue, I approve. New York Matt. Simple to the point. Where's the track in relation to airfield? I believe it's west of the field. Actually, if you're able to see, there's this weird tuning fork looking lake. I'm about to go over the track. No worries, Kingston. We're just glad to have you along regardless. Vern, 1355. Know what I mean, Vern? Man, Jim Varney, legend. That dude's an absolute legend. He's such a funny dude. It happens, Kingsman. Don't worry about it. Like I said, we're just happy to have you in chat. Always happy to have you around. Space Pickle. And actually, it's really cool. So, shout out to QC Frank, 89. You're awesome. You're flying the G91. That jet never gets any love these days. It's not a bad jet. It's tricky to land, and it likes not taking off, but it's a good jet. I don't give it as much love as it really deserves. That could affect the signal, Kingsman. That could definitely affect the signal. Okay, we're gonna get on the rudder post just to be ready. Public service announcement. I remind you all, if you're reaching into a bag of cat treats and feeding them to the cat, wash your hand before reaching for potato chips. Whoops! Hey, these potato chips seem kind of fishy, don't you think? You have a good one, Captain Spitfire. Thanks for swinging by. You have a good one, and we will check you later. Now, let's see if we can find the track. So, it's kind of trying to find a way to just get the map out. It does. That's mighty kind of you, Kingsman. So the track's going to be somewhere in this area. So there's this long lake here. It's going to be south. Oh, now it fixed itself. Silly VFR map. That's another thing that got broke. So we should be getting close to it here soon. I've actually been really interested. This has been one of my more interested tracks to see it from the sky. I love Watkins Glen. There it is, right here. Watkins Glen International Raceway, I think. And there's the boot. So there's the boot. So we're going to do an active pause. Boop. We're going to... Ooh, isn't that a shot? Cool way to be a fire map. I don't need you right now. That's a shot and a half. Sorry, I got distracted by photography. Right. Okay, camera settings. Let's get that camera speed up. Just hit the button. And we're gonna hide me. So we'll do a lap of the track essentially via the drone cam. Let's see. There we go. So here's the front stretch. Start finish line's right there. We start off, we head this way. It's slightly downhill. We have turn 1. Kind of goes into the there. Now we have the S's. Now these are uphill. Actually, that's pretty spot on. Uphill. There's a bridge here. You got the right-hander. Oh look, there's a car on the track. And you come this way. It's still kind of uphill. And then this is the bus stop. They'd go here, come over here, come back over here, and you go around. Now, in NASCAR, this is where NASCAR would turn right and just go straight. Sports car racing comes down into what's called the boot, because it's kind of shaped like a boot. You come down here, and it's actually way more interesting than the short circuit that NASCAR uses. Comes down here, comes down here, then you get a nice carousel right-hander, kind of goes uphill, keep going uphill. Come up here, a slow 90-degree, or a little more than 90-degree right-hander, short straight. Then we come up to a left-hander. Watkins Glen International. So then at this point in time, this is where we meet up with... NASCAR would have just gone straight in this section. So, let's get that back. So, sports cars would come through this and go straight down here. NASCAR, as of current, will go straight along here. It's a little less exciting. I think they should start using the boot. I think they used to back in like the 80s. Formula One did race here at one point using the boot track, but they didn't. I don't believe they used the bus stop up here. The locals of New York and the locals to Watkins Glen specifically have been desperate to try to get F1 back here. It's a great track. So we continue on. There's a bridge here. And we continue on into the left hand. ITOC, use the boat, use the boot. I think most road course racing series use the boot. NASCAR doesn't for some reason. Then you get the final turn. You got pit road entrance there, the garage. You have victory lane right there. Yeah, but it's such a great track. I enjoy racing on it. It's so fun. There's Kozaki there. Sean Lego Man, Draco. Everybody's caught up. Where's my airplane? I lost my airplane, guys. Oh, there it is. So that is Watkins Glen International. It's a great course. It's, oh, IROC. Gotcha. Yeah, they did. And you remember IROC, International Racing Champions? That was a great series. There and pause. That's a yoke. I don't want to use that to fly a Spitfire. That's just sacrilege. So, yep. Now, I know Mechanical Madness over with Fabio's community has made a scenery for Silverstone. It was actually pretty good. I'm not sure what the status of it is for Sim Update 5, but hopefully he gets it functioning and up and running soon. But it would be epic if F1 were to come back to Watkins Glen. I think it would be a good choice for them. It's a great track. I really like the circuit. It's not complicated, and it gets all the right moves. All right. Oh, we're losing serious altitude, so let's... So, until next time, Watkins Glen, we're going to make our way to the final stop of the evening. Well, holy crap, this thing lasted the whole thing. That's new. There you go, Captain Seppi. Roger that, Kingsman. So we're going to right about where Moose is. There you go, JW. Get you some of that lunch action. Dude, Kozaki, Watkins Glen and iRacing is so good. There's Dougal. Runway 3-2 suits to win. Roger that, Muse fan. You have a good one, Captain Seppi. You have a good dinner. I need to start thinking about dinner myself, because I'm getting hungry. Spits over New York. And don't forget, the Irish Air Corps livery has been recently updated within the last... I think he put it out publicly yesterday. Available on twotonemurphy.com. Another fantastic add-on from Jefferson 2001. Representing those underrepresented in the Irish Air Corps. It's all good, Kingsman. It's all good. No worries here. Meatloaf. Ooh, I haven't had a good meatloaf in a while. Okay, so we need to go left. Aiming for where Moose is. Who's it said the 3-2? Muse fan says runway 3-2. So runway 3-2 it is. I like meatloaf when it's done well. It can be real tricky to get right, but you get it in just the right consistency with the right amount of spice. So good. It's like the one meat that you can slather with ketchup and it's fine and totally acceptable. Then again, don't tell any Germans this, but I put ketchup on my bratwurst. Fight me. Oh, with vegetables, potatoes. Well, you know, JW, I don't like to flaunt it. I don't want to make people jealous and stuff. I'm not a fan of meatloaf. So Muse fan feels about meatloaf the way Merc feels about stew. Bratwurst is great. You gotta get the right kind of bratwurst though. Beer bratwursts are awesome. The kind of bratwurst you eat while landing are really messy. So here we are at Ithaca. Start trimming up, warm, dropping the throttle. Keep that nose up. Gotta drop that air speed. I probably did. Great band. Gear down. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Ate mayo on grilled bratwurst. I mean, I can't judge it because I've never tried it, but it definitely sounds interesting. Okay, RPM's going to full. I say RPMs, but you know, prop to full. We're at 140 flaps coming down. Gotta keep that. A little bit of weirdness going on right there. Above the glide slope. Here's the glide slope. Trim up. Now we just need to hold our heading. Right, so ain't seeing over the nose. Dip the nose a bit. A little off to the left. Move right. A little bit more of the runway. Stabilize right there. We can see the taxiway, so we can guess where the end of the runway is. Start reducing throttle. We're off to the left. We're off to the left. Adjust. You see the other side of the runway? Throttle's idle, using the rudder to steer it towards the center. A little bit of left aileron, keep the wing down. Aileron into wind. Small movements on the rudder, just enough to keep her straight. And we're down. Back on the stick, light on the brakes. We're gonna steer off. And park it there. And mixture cut off. Flight logged. Continue. That way. Look at all those planes in the sky. There's wonderful men and their ladies, potentially, in their magnificent flying machines. So, runway 32 is open for landing in Ithaca. Oh, I'm not a fan of Meatloaf. He only had a few good songs. Nice. There's Druid in the spit. I hear another couple of spits. There's Renoir and Dougal. There's the Corsair. Those speeds should be in mile an hour. Draco in the Corsair. Really sad that there's no sound. There's a TBM, Benevolt. Welcome. Oh, hang on to her, Draco. Left aileron. There you go. Right aileron. There you go. You saved it. That's one of those interesting landings, Draco, so don't feel bad. You did it for style points, right? Ooh, I hear a couple of spits coming on at the same time. Oh, isn't that a great sound? And a goose. Ooh, and a P40. I can't see who they were. Dang it. Roger RC. Sean Lego Man. And then... oh no! Kingsman! And then Kozaki with the goose. There's Scorpio in the TBM. Anymore. Oh yeah, we got a couple. We got Muse Fan. Happens to the best of us, Kingsman. P40 is real tricky. It's really relying on trim. So don't feel bad. It's all good, Kingsman. We all have those nights, my friend. There's Muse Fan in the King Air. That is a good looking livery for the King Air, if I do say so myself. Yeah, you gotta be... It's... The hardest thing about the P40 is takeoff and landing. Guarantee you could say that about any of the warbirds. But in particular, the P40, you got to keep speed up. Look at that. Look at that lineup. I think someone's on Join FS, and that's why somebody's engine is still running. I can't go too low. Come on. No more. There we go. Awesome. Just epic. It looks cut off on your screen. Oh, there's Draco coming in the spit. Oh no! TBM, you parked in a Spitfire. Okay, so it was showing Draco in a... says he was in a Spit, but he was very much in a Corsair. They certainly are, Dougal. Sadly, not much we can do. You have a good one, Moose. Thanks for coming along. Hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed it. There's a group shot. You have a good night, Kingsman. We will see you soon. So, huge thank you to everybody that came along for the ride. Ride, flight, whatever. Whether you're in the chat, or you flew along, or even if you lurked. I do appreciate y'all coming along for the flight. It was a good flight today. Let's see, what's going on in the world of the community? Ooh, there's one. So, we're going to do a raid. Raid. And this is going to be extra interesting too. Glad you enjoyed it, Muse fan. Right on, Scorpio. Glad to have you along. But until next time, be good to each other. Hang on. Be good to each other. Stay safe out there. We'll catch you next time. Take care.